Imagine a country where money is literally thrown away, a place where the currency has lost so much value that it is no longer worth the paper it's printed on, where children build castles out of banknotes, treating them as mere toys rather than valuable currency, and street vendors sweep piles of cash into the gutter, as if they were sweeping away fallen leaves. This is the reality of Venezuela, a nation grappling with hyperinflation so severe that its currency, the bolivar, has become almost worthless. The streets are littered with bills that no longer hold any purchasing power. Years of economic mismanagement, corruption, and declining oil production have plunged Venezuela into chaos. The infrastructure is crumbling and the economy is in shambles. The once prosperous nation, home to the world's largest oil reserves, is now a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of economic collapse. The oil fields that once brought wealth now stand in stark contrast to the urban decay that surrounds them. The images are striking. Mountains of bolivars abandoned in the streets, ignored by passers-by who know they are worthless, their value eroded by soaring inflation. These bills serve as a daily reminder of the economic turmoil that has gripped the nation. What was once a symbol of prosperity is now a painful reminder of a nation in crisis. The people of Venezuela are left to navigate a landscape where their currency is no longer a means of exchange, but a symbol of lost hope and broken dreams.
Venezuela was once a beacon of hope in Latin America. Blessed with vast oil reserves, the nation enjoyed a booming economy in the 20th century, but this prosperity was short-lived. Dependence on oil revenue made Venezuela vulnerable to price fluctuations. When oil prices plummeted in the 2010s, the economy went into freefall. The government, plagued by corruption and inefficiency, resorted to printing more money to cover its debts, fueling hyperinflation. The situation worsened under President Nicolas Maduro's socialist government. Price controls and nationalizations further crippled the economy, leading to shortages of basic goods and widespread poverty.
Hyperinflation has ravaged Venezuela's economy, rendering the bolivar practically worthless. The once stable currency has lost its value at an alarming rate, leaving citizens in a state of financial despair. Prices soar daily, making it impossible for ordinary citizens to afford basic necessities. Shelves in supermarkets are often empty, and the cost of food and medicine is beyond the reach of many. A cup of coffee that cost a few bolivars a few years ago now requires a stack of bills. The hyperinflation has made everyday transactions cumbersome and frustrating, as people need to carry large amounts of cash for even the smallest purchases. Salaries have become meaningless as the value of the bolivar evaporates faster than people can spend it. Workers receive their paychecks only to find that their earnings are insufficient to cover basic living expenses. The International Monetary Fund estimated that Venezuela's inflation rate reached a staggering 1,300,000% in 2018. This unprecedented level of inflation has crippled the economy and left the nation in a state of crisis. While inflation has slowed in recent years, it remains a crushing burden on the Venezuelan people. Families continue to struggle with the high cost of living, and the economic instability has led to widespread poverty and hardship. The future remains uncertain as the nation grapples with the long-term effects of hyperinflation.
It's like living in a nightmare, a never-ending struggle to make it through each day, says Maria, a single mother struggling to feed her 2 children in Caracas. I work every day, but it's never enough. The prices keep rising and my salary stays the same. Sometimes I have to choose between buying medicine or food.
Economists paint a bleak picture of Venezuela's economic crisis. The inflation rate is astronomical, and the currency has lost almost all its value. The situation in Venezuela is a textbook case of how not to manage an economy, with policies that have led to widespread poverty and despair, says Dr. Ricardo Hausman, a Venezuelan economist at Harvard University. He explains that years of economic mismanagement and corruption have led to this disaster, creating a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. Years of economic mismanagement and corruption have led to this disaster. The infrastructure is crumbling and basic services are failing. People are losing hope.
The human cost of hyperinflation is immeasurable. Families are torn apart and communities are breaking down. The social fabric of the nation is unraveling. Millions have fled the country in search of a better life, leaving behind everything they know. The refugee crisis is one of the largest in the world, with neighbouring countries struggling to cope with the influx, while those who remain struggle to survive. They face empty supermarket shelves, lack of medical supplies, and a daily fight to find enough to eat. The resilience of the Venezuelan people is being tested like never before. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed this video and want to dive into more interesting topics just like this one, make sure to hit that button. We've got tons of fascinating content lined up just for you. Don't forget to give this video a if you found it insightful. Your support really helps us out. And most importantly, click that so you're the first to know whenever we post something new. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.